guys, welcome back to GOO ROO Beauty. I am doing this look for you today. Get ready with me. I will be doing a voiceover. It's the morning after a sleepover here today, so I have kids running wild. I am using some products that I have shared with you in recent favorites videos, hauls. Many of you have asked in particular about these products, so I hope that you enjoy. I will just share with you what products I am using today. First thing, you'll see me using this little pink set of brushes from Furless brushes, an Australian brand. This is what the set looks like. I will be doing a further review, but I'm using mostly those brushes today. Also, I have featured in haul and a favorites video these Chanel Le Beige powders. I do show you how I use those today. And the number 20, which I use as a finishing powder just over my foundation, and also in the number 50, which I find is a really nice bronze shade for contouring. I will show you how it compares with the Hoola bronzer in a swatch. Really like those Le Beige powders, just very smoothing, a nice finish to the foundation if you don't want anything too much or too much extra coverage. Also, I am using a product from Illamasqua. This is a blush duo, the Beige and Bronzarella duo. It is a blush bronzer duo, but beautiful on the eyes, and that is really why I bought this palette. It was recommended to me by Ms. Goddess in training, and I've got both shades on my eye today. I'll show you how I put those together. And a couple more products that I'm using today. I'm using the Napoleon Autopilot Concealer Primer. Not sure if it does anything for me, but you'll just see what that looks like. Also a pencil from Chanel. This is the Stylo Yeux Waterproof Long Lasting Eyeliner in the shade Grenat. It's a beautiful plummy shade. I'll show you all these swatched on my hand in a minute. And also this beautiful blush that I've picked up recently from Sunday Riley. The blush is in the shade Blushing. It's just an everyday, nice pink, really pretty and youthful. I'm also showing you the MAC fluid line in Rich Ground, which I've spoken about in favorites and used a lot recently. I love that fluid line. And finally on my lips, a new purchase for me. This one is from NARS, the Satin Lip Pencil in Biscayne Park. So you'll see all of those going on, but this is all the products swatched. Here and here we have the Illamasqua Bronzarella Duo Beige Blush, Bronzarella, and then beneath that is the Chanel Le Beige in number 50. So you can see it's really not too orangey, it really is quite matte, and again that smoothing part of the powder is a really nice feature. Up here we have the MAC fluid line in Rich Ground. You'll see me use that sort of in the waterline and the lower lash line. This is the Chanel Grenat eye pencil, followed by the Biscayne Park from NARS and the Sunday Riley Blushing Blush. If you want to see how I put all of these products together to get this, keep on watching.
Here I am in all of my glory. First of all, applying primer, NARS SPF 30 primer. Applying that all over my face to get a nice smooth application that lasts a long time. Using the Guerlain Parure de Lumiere foundation, that is in the shade Beige Natural, and applying that with my beloved damp beauty blender. Beautiful finish foundation. Now going on to the eyes using the MAC paint in Bare Canvas. Applying that Bare Canvas all over the eye, and now using a Furless brush to apply the Chanel Le Beige number 20 all over the lid. The Illamasqua Powder Blusher Duo. First of all, going into the shade Beige. This is a powder blush, but I'm applying it using a Furless fluffy blending brush similar to the 217. To just above the crease, and I'm just using that to blend back and forth in the outer half. Once I've dispensed most of the product off the brush, I'm going to blend towards the inner half of that crease you can see here. Backwards and forwards motions. Going in with the Chanel Long Lasting Eyeliner in Grenat. This is where it starts getting interesting. I'm going to start building this crease, the defined crease, using this eyeliner. And it does dry quite quickly. So when I start blending it out, you'll see that it takes a bit of work to blend it out. But at least it does last a long time. And it did last throughout the day. It is long lasting and it does dry quickly. So think carefully about what pencil you might use to do this technique. But just using really short feathery strokes to just draw in a crease. That helps just give the eyeshadow that you put over it more definition. A really good solid colour base. Now I'm going in with a Furless blending brush from the Perfectly Pink set, just blending back and forth over that liner pencil, and you'll see that it has set somewhat, so I'm not getting a really good blend out of that, but it all works out fine in the end. Just going back and forth with my brush to try and blend that in. Going into MAC's eyeshadow in Swiss Chocolate now, using that same brush, just blending over the top of that eyeliner crease with the Swiss Chocolate eyeshadow. And blending that into the lower lash line, just quite subtle at this point. Using a wet brush now, another brush from the Perfectly Pink set, to apply the Bronzarella shade all over the lid. Just applying it wet makes it a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more opaque, but it works perfectly. It's like butter if you use it dry. I just wanted to see how it would go on wet. And this is a really nice sized brush for packing on colour. If I was going to do multiple colours on my lid, this brush from Furless would be beautiful. Using now the Naked Basics palette from Urban Decay and the smudger brush from the Furless set to highlight the brow bone. And now going into the MAC eyeshadow in Embark and using Embark to really define now that outer V and crease over the Swiss Chocolate. Using the brush in small strokes to just blend that in while I'm applying. Now going back in with a fluffy brush into the Beige shade and blending that in just to finish everything off. MAC's Fluid Line in Rich Ground. I'm using the Rimmel Scandalized Bronze Eyeliner just to apply the gel eyeliner. It's the gel eyeliner that's going on. The pencil I'm just using as a tool. But I'm lining my waterline, tight line, and then here really getting it right into the lower lashes as well and underneath. A still shot to show you how much bigger the lined eye looks. Don't always be fooled into thinking that lining the upper and lower lash lines are going to make your eyes smaller. I'm going back in with the Bronzarella shade and an angled liner brush from the Furless set just over that liner to help set it all day. Using the smudger brush to blend in more of the Beige blusher here into the lower lash line. And blending that in up to the outer corner as well. Using a fluffy blending brush from Furless to blend that all in and finish it off. And now lining back in again with the Chanel eyeliner in Grenat. Right into the outer corner, inner corner, the upper lash line there. Back into Embark with that angled liner brush, and I'm just setting that Chanel liner pencil with Embark as well, just to bring it all together. Using the Diorshow Extase mascara, very dramatic here, to do the upper and lower lashes. And now using the Laura Mercier Brow Definer in Warm. Using a Ray Morris angled brow brush. This is one of my favourite brow brushes. I love it. Just using short strokes. The Laura Mercier product is quite waxy, and it does take some practice to work with it to get a good feel of where it's going to go and how you can blend it and get the effect that you want. Using the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo here to then put powder over the Laura Mercier Brow Definer product. I find that that just helps to set it. And the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel as well to keep the brows in place. The Napoleon Autopilot Concealer Primer. Using a fluffy brush to apply that to my under eye area. Again, I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but it may help my concealer stay on longer. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC20. Using a fluffy brush here to apply to that sort of magic triangle under the eye. And blending that in finally with that damp beauty blender. Into the Chanel, using a stippling brush to apply the shade 20 of the Beige powder all over the face, and I'm using it in patting motions. Here's a swatch comparison of the Benefit Hoola on the bottom with the Chanel Beige number 50 on top. You can see the Hoola is slightly cooler, both matte, really nice bronzers for contouring, very similar. Using a MAC 109 little domed contour brush here to apply that Chanel Beige number 50 as a contour under the cheekbones here. Really buildable. It goes on really nice and sheer, and then you can just build it up as you want. So I would say probably slightly more sheer buildable than the Benefit Hoola, but very similar shades. Just building that contour there. I wanted something slightly dramatic to balance out the eyes. And contouring also the temples and forehead, and then under the jawline as well. Also just sort of pinching that brush to contour the sides of my nose. I find that that helps give the, cheekbone contour some balance as well. Going back in with a stippling brush that had any residual number 20 Le Beige powder on it, just to blend everything in, and then finally going back in with that contour brush to finish off that contour. Using a MAC lip pencil in Subculture, I'm going to line my lips, and then I'm going to go in with the new NARS Satin Pencil in Biscayne Park in just a minute. There it is. A beautiful shade, absolutely love it. It goes on smoothly, it feels really nice and creamy and moist on the lips. I really like that Biscayne Park shade too, it's beautiful. There you go. Finishing off with the Rimmel Apocalypse Stargazer shade. It's a really gold shimmery shade just to highlight the centre of the lips there. And then I realised I forgot my blush, the Sunday Riley blush in Blushing. I'm using the angled contour brush from the Furless brush set to apply that blush in an upward motion right on my cheekbones there. It's a really pretty pink, I love it. Finishing off with the Caudalie Beauty Elixir.
So this is the finished look, guys. Hope that you enjoyed. So many of you have been asking for a tutorial using one or some of the products that I have used in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you like this look and you try something similar for yourself. Just keep in mind that if you don't have that Beiges Bronzarella palette from Illamasqua, you could really use any kind of shimmery bronze on your lid and just a blush in your crease. Give that a try, see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day and we'll see you again really soon. Bye. Bye.